Welcome to the Vela K Amazon FBA headquarters. We're in Vancouver, BC, and let's show you around a little bit and then I'll give you some value in this video. So come on in. As you can see, this is our reception area. And then, so before I show you the product room here, I'll tell you a quick story. So all this product you see here, all these boxes are full of product. You can see we even listed the products on here on the boxes, so we know exactly what everything is. Now, this actually happened from an Amazon suspension. This is where we went through a suspension with our account at a time where we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in products and we had to pull everything back to try to protect our account and get our account back. And we did sacrifice a lot, but we got our account back, and then it went like this, which I'll explain to you how. This is our kitchen. You can see, don't look too much. There's dishes in there. But anyway, come on in, follow me. This is my office. And here is where we do this Amazon business in Coquitlam. And if you live in Canada, you probably know here we're in Vancouver. So a lot of our students and people we work with are in Vancouver. So they get to come here. We get to have masterminds here. And this didn't start this way, okay? This actually started, if you zoom in on this photo, so this is me from my one-bedroom apartment where it got to a point that the boxes were stacking up to my ceiling, and my wife was super pissed about the sound of the tape that I was taping these boxes and sending these products in. And then the next level, I got a storage locker and a bigger locker and then the biggest locker, and eventually we moved into this office. So this is where we do this business, but again, it did not start this way, and it usually doesn't, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't spend this much money getting an office before you make money. But you can start from your apartment, from your house, then maybe get a locker, and then eventually get an office. Now, we ran out of Sharpies before we drew this up for you guys, so we ended up ordering Sharpies through Uber, and now we finally were able to get this up for you. So let me show you some Amazon value, okay? Because everything on YouTube is kind of the same story. Everybody's talking about how you can start this Amazon business, and it's the same things, okay? So I wanna show you something different, and I wanna show you how we were able to get such good results, and the people we work with, they get similar results, and some of them will even do better than us. And if you come closer, like I'll show you. So we drew this up so it's very clear for you guys, and let's go over it. This is how most people do Amazon FBA compared to how we do Amazon FBA, because there's a couple of different models, okay? Now, how most people do Amazon FBA, which if somebody brings this up to you, somebody talks about Amazon, the thing that comes to your head is either RA and OA, which is retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. So retail arbitrage is when you go into a store like Walmart, like Target, or even Home Depot, which I used to go to, and you go in there and you try to find random products. You have your phone, you have this app, you scan these products, you try to find it at a lower price and hope to find it at a higher price on Amazon. It's a hobby, it's not a business. It's not gonna make you money, so you're not gonna make money with this. It's not a real business, it's a hobby, and it's a total waste of time. And actually, this is starting to get people in trouble because Amazon is not accepting retail receipts, and these places don't give you invoices. Another problem is you could go buy 20 units of something, sell it, and then you go back next time and they don't have it anymore. These are just two of the most basic issues you will run into. So if you really want a sustainable business, long-term business, this will not work for you, okay? So I'm just gonna cross this. I'm against this. Don't do this. Now, private label is a little bit more interesting. So this is where you make your own brand, you make your own product, let's say from China, or you can either make it in the US, you can make it in Canada, and it's your own brand, it's your own product. You do your market research, you're seeing like what sells the most, and then you try to make a better version of your own brand of that same product. Like let's say this cup, right? This is a normal Starbucks cup. You look at it, you're like, okay, well, this sells, $50,000 a month. I'm gonna go make my own cup, put my logo on it, and maybe I'll do something different where I'll put a lid on it, and this lid, like, I don't know, has some function that this cup doesn't have. Now, there's one good thing about this business and one bad thing about it. The first good thing about it is it's your own brand, it's your own company. And if you can make it a success, one day you can sell this business and it can be worth millions of dollars if you can make it a success. What I don't like about this business is it takes a while. It takes 6, 7, 8, 9 months to even get to a break-even point. And when you bring your own product and you put it on Amazon, there's no reviews. So I'm going to try to fit this maybe down here. So you don't have any reviews, you don't have any sales, you don't have any data, you have nothing. So you're putting this product on Amazon, you're spending a ton of marketing into it, thousands and thousands of dollars to bring it from the 50th page all the way up to page number 1, page number 2. And again, you don't know if it's gonna work. So you could spend tens of thousands of dollars, 7, 8, 9 months of your life, and this could fail, okay? Which most of the time it does. Now, let's move on to how we do Amazon FBA. This is gonna be different, okay? You've probably never heard of this way, and that's why it's a kind of a secret way. It's, in my opinion, I think it's the best way out of all these ways to do this business, and I'll explain why. So this hidden way is called wholesale and brand direct. And I wanna highlight the brand direct part of it. So what we do here is we look for listings and products on Amazon that are already selling. Let me drink some water because this is gonna get interesting. You're gonna look for brands and products that are already selling on Amazon, that already have lots of reviews, that already have sales, they have data. So for example, the data can be like, you can look at the past 1 year it's been on Amazon, and you can see exactly it's selling 100 units per month. You can see it has, as an example, 1,004.5-star reviews. You can see how many people are selling it. You can see all the different data with the software tools that we use. Then after you verify that product, you reach out to that brand or their supplier and you try to buy it at a wholesale price or the distributor pricing, which is typically 50% or lower. And then you sell it under that listing that has all the good data on Amazon. The advantage you get here is once you send it to Amazon, as long as everything is fine, you did your research, it's gonna sell right away. It's gonna get less returns. You don't have to do any marketing, which is way better than here where you have to spend thousands of dollars in marketing and wait months and months to even see any sales and even get to a break-even point. Here, you can make profit pretty much right away if you're making good decisions, if you're actually analyzing the data. And this is how we've made our business work. This is exactly the route we went. We've been in this for about 4 years now. This is how we afford this office, how I pay for my mortgage, for my car, and everything in between. It's this model. Now, what I kind of have in mind is once you use this model and let's say you get to $10,000 profit per month, okay, that's profit per month, then you can use this money, come here and have your own brand and product with that money. So even if it doesn't work, it doesn't burn you so much because you're not spending out of your own pocket. You're spending out of the profit you're making from this business. That's my idea of doing this. So how do we actually make this a success? Because why would these brands and suppliers even want to work with you? They don't know you. Maybe you're new, you don't even have an Amazon account, you've never sold anything, or you've sold very little. So they don't know you, they don't trust you, you don't have a name for yourself in the marketplace. So that's where it gets really interesting because the way we do it and the way our students and the people we work with do it is through 3 simple steps. So forget about reaching to these brands and suppliers. We have some things we need to do first. We need to build you and your company into a reputable company with a nice image that people can trust. So when you reach out to that brand or supplier, they actually would want to work with you. If I just reach out to a brand that sells $1 million a month and say, hey, my name is Ali, I wanna buy your products and I wanna sell them on Amazon. Either they won't respond to me or they'll reject me. Easy, basic, and they have the right to. I would reject you if you were in that situation. I would reject me if I was in that situation. So here are the steps we need to follow. Step number one, we need to build you a company, okay? Because you don't want to be reaching out to these people as an individual. An individual has no value, okay? Nobody knows you. You don't have a name. You don't have a company. Businesses work with businesses. Businesses don't work with individuals, okay? As an individual, you're just a customer. If you want to work with other businesses, you need to become a business. So first, we're going to build you into a company, and then we're going to do certain things for this company, such as we're going to build your socials. So we're going to get you started on social media where you actually have an online presence. So when you email this brand and supplier, that has the potential to make you $10,000 per month, $20,000 per month, or even more. There are some crazy brands on Amazon. Then they look you up, like my company's name is Vela K Products. So if I send an email to a brand, what I can expect in 2025 is they'll look me up on Google. They'll look at my Instagram, my LinkedIn. Is this a real person? Is this a legit business? And if you don't have those, your chances keep decreasing and decreasing. And no matter how many times you reach out to these brands and suppliers, they're always going to reject you because you're missing the first step. You're jumping into step number 3. Okay, so that's the first thing we do is we build you a company, we get all the right documents for you, we build your socials so you have an online image. Now you're a somebody. Once we complete this step, then we're gonna move to step number 2, which is finding the right products. This is a big key. If you're just finding brands that are heavily against online selling, that have exclusive distribution, that sell on Amazon themselves, or 100 other things that can happen, again, you're running in a circle. No matter how many emails you send, if you send 1,000 emails, you're gonna hear all rejections because you're reaching out to the wrong brands, okay? It's kind of like you're driving and trying to get somewhere, but you're just going the wrong way every time. You're like going in circles. You're never gonna get to your destination. So what we do here is we look for the right data and we look for the right products. So we search the right products that can actually make you money, that actually need other people to sell their products. If they don't need you, they're not gonna work with you. And just in this category here, there are thousands and thousands of brands and suppliers that really are looking for people like me and you to approach them and say, hey, we want to partner with you. We want to distribute your products on Amazon, okay? And this keyword, distribute your products on Amazon, that's a big thing. Again, back to step number 1. If you go to them as an individual and you say, I want to sell on Amazon, immediately it's a rejection. So you first have to build your company and social image. Then you start finding the right data and the products and you analyze them. You look at their reviews, their sales, you use different softwares like Smart Scout and Keepa and some other ones that I'm not going to mention. Then once we find the right products, at that point, we move to step number 3. This is the most important step, is reaching out to these brands and suppliers. So this, again, at every step of the way, you have to do it properly if you want this business to work. If you just reach out to them as a company with socials, with the right data, with the right products, you've done everything correctly. But then you go to them and you say, hey, my name is Ali, I'm the owner of Vela K Products. I would love to buy your products and sell them on Amazon. Why would they sell to you? Okay. A lot of people, the way they think about it, these brands and suppliers, they think if you just approach them saying you want to sell on Amazon, they think you're an 18-year-old, 19-year-old who's just doing this model, RAOA, going into stores and buying their products and selling it on Amazon. This is what they think of you, okay? If you've done this stage and this stage, but you're not doing this stage, step number 3, correctly, they relate you to these people. They say you're doing RA, you're doing OA, you're selling our products, you're buying it cheap, you're selling it on Amazon to make a profit, which is what we're not looking to do. We're looking to become their distributor. If you walk into Costco, you see they have hundreds of different brands. Okay, why? What is Costco's role for these brands? Costco is the distributor for these brands. So the way we found out what really works, what are these brands looking for in you? What type of people and companies do they want to work with? What type of people and companies do they not want to work with? Was real life experience. We reached out to over 10,000 brands and suppliers through social media, through email, through phone calls, and we found out what version of our company and what version of me as the owner they were saying yes to and what version they were saying no to. So we started tweaking the way we send emails, we started tweaking the wording we use, how we send it, what time of the day we send it, and we found a working formula to get the most results, okay? So that's the only way we found out how to actually get these accounts that can change our life, okay? So this is the basic kind of summary way of how we do this business compared to how most people do it. So you have the people who do RA and OA who walk into stores and scan products and waste a bunch of time, and it's a hobby that could actually get them in trouble. I've gone through Amazon suspension. I know what they're putting people in trouble for and what people are getting themselves in trouble for. And then there's the private label people, which go into this with high hopes and think they're gonna have the craziest brand and why their brand is gonna be better than everybody else. And they get disappointed because they don't actually know how this business works. They don't even know how to buy products and send it to Amazon. Most people I talk to from here, they literally go straight to China, they go to Alibaba, and then they buy no-name products, like brands that, no brands, like it's just no-name products, and then they come and list it under a specific brand on Amazon or generic, and then they try to sell it, which ultimately will get your account in trouble. Then there's the real professionals, okay, who say, all right, logically, how can we make this business work? Well, why don't we go see what's selling and then go approach those people and see if we can work with them to distribute their product. Now, if you follow these ways, like we followed and we found these out, and the people we work with, they follow the same strategies and they're all closing brand deals, working directly with these brands, getting exclusivity with them in Canada or in the US, like the opportunity is just tremendous. In Canada, you virtually have no competition in this business. So if you live in Canada, it's a huge advantage for you to be doing this. Then once this whole process gets you to the point where you're making $10,000 per month plus, then you can use this money. Once you have the experience, you've made the money, you know how to send products to Amazon, you know how to handle your returns, your store has reviews, Amazon has started to trust you, and your store is a little bit well known, you have your social media, you have your website, you have everything, then you can go and make your own brand. Then at that point, if it even fails, at that point, you're not worried because you're like, okay, I maybe put 1 month of my income from what I've been making from this model into this model. If it didn't work, no problem. I'm still making money the next month. If it works, perfect. You already know what's selling on Amazon. You already know how to read keepa graphs and use Smart Scout and find the most profitable categories. And your chances of making this work after you've built this is much higher than if you're brand new and you go straight to this, okay? This, don't even do, okay? I just kick this. Don't do RAOA, okay? I'll pay you. Don't do this. So if you book a call with me and you come on this call with me, I will give you a coffee, okay? I'll give you a Starbucks card with a coffee. Just don't do this, okay? If you think you can make money from it, go for it. Just don't book a call with us. This, we're not interested in doing this. So if you're looking to do this, maybe there are other coaches who are okay that can teach you, I guess. If you're looking to do this, that's where you can find us. You can watch our other videos on YouTube, kind of learn a little bit more. And if you're interested, you can click on the link, book a call, and we'll talk further. I hope you enjoyed this video. And this is all I have to say about the 3 models of selling on Amazon.